Oh, y'all, I'm tired. I just got off from work, so that's why I'm going live a little late. I said I gotta connect with my peeps and go live and just talk about a few things. So I'm gonna get right to it because I am so ready to go to sleep um, and do it all again tomorrow. But um, welcome back, everyone. Um, my last video got a lot of traction. It got more traction than I thought it was going to. Um, Honestly, I thought I was only going to get maybe 10 views max, but a lot of people reached out to me in the comments and behind the scenes, and um, yeah, I mean, I was that day when I did the video. Oh, y'all, my heart was just in the video, I was smiling and I was, just trying to stay upbeat and positive through the whole thing. But on the inside, I was just drained. I was tired, exhausted, disappointed, um, heartbroken, angry, sad, mad, um, just in disbelief because a lot of things happen behind the scenes that I didn't even discuss in my last video that I didn't want to put out there. Um, but yeah, a lot went down, and I already have the anxiety and the depression, and it just kind of added more. You know, I felt triggered. I felt like I was being triggered, and yeah, I just had a lot going on that day, and I just I'm glad I did the video because the way that I was feeling that day, just the people that commented, all the um, positive, things and the blessings, and just saying that they're going through the same thing and supporting me in my decision, that really um, made me feel better. I felt a little bit better, and I just want to say that I appreciate you guys. Unfortunately, where there's rainbows, there's thunderstorms, and so there were a few people. Um, I looked at their profile pic after they made the comment, and they seemed young, and the comments were kind of just disrespectful in a way. Um, but the thing about me is I'm open to comments. I'm open to people's opinions and their views, how they see things and how they feel about things. So that's the good thing about me. I'm not going to read a bad comment and then just report it or block it or remove it. Everyone is, open to their own opinions. And I realized that people have different parenting styles. After I was reading the comments and what people were saying, um, people parent differently, um, way differently than how I was raised up, and how I'm raising my children. And people have to understand that there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, that you guys don't even know about. So it could be way worse than what a person puts out there, or it could be a little better. But either way, we don't know. It's out there now, and opinions were given. And I just, the comments. It, you know, Most of them were good, but I was reading some of them, and I was just a little concerned about some of the comments. One of them I remember that stood out to me was a lady had said that um, something about you're a parent forever, and your child may move out, but they're always going to need your help. And you, as a parent, you're supposed to support them. Okay, so basically, she was saying you're a parent 24/7, 365 for the rest of your life. You're a parent. Even if your child grows up and becomes an adult, they may, fall into hardships. We all do, right? And it's your responsibility as a parent to make sure that you're there to pick them up from the hardships, like help them, support them financially. And I was like, wait, what? Because like, well, wait a minute, you know, and once again, I respect different parenting styles if that's what you're doing. You know, um, we're on two different paths because I'm not supporting an adult financially. I have my own stuff going on, and I have to make sure that I'm good. I put myself on the back burner for 18 years, and I shouldn't, and I'm not going to continue to do so. You know, I still have a life that I have to live. You raise your children to be the best people that they can be, the best humans on this earth. And that is also preparing them for the real world, you know, if they want to be prepared. A lot of them don't. They already know everything. So you let them go out there and they have to make their own life, just like we all did. I did the same thing. My mom didn't open the door and give me a book and say, hey, you know, this is the guide to adulthood. I was so green. I had to figure everything out on my own. I Y'all, when I tell y'all, I went through it in my 17, 18, 19. I did, but that was a part of life. And now that I'm an adult, I'm in my 40s. Now I can look back and I've learned so many lessons. And I could say, well, I'm never going to let that happen again because it already happened to me. I already went through that experience. It was horrible. Why would I allow people to keep disrespecting me or using me? That's a part of life. As a parent, it's very difficult to, see your child or someone you love. It doesn't even have to be your child. Go through something that you have already went through and you already know the outcome, right? You know it's going to end badly. And you tell them, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. This is going to end badly. But they keep telling you, well, it may not. Well, it's not going to happen to me. Why are you raining on my parade? Who are you? How do you know? What now? You're fortune telling now. You know the future, and that's when you have to step back and say, you know what? You're right. I have to let you go out into this big bad world and find out for yourself. And it kills you inside. It hurts you because you already know what's gonna come with what they're going out there to do. But there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. You know, my parents love me to death, but I don't have a security blanket. If I fall, I fail. I clean myself up, I put on a bandage, and I keep it moving. That is a mistake that I went through, and I will never go through again because I learned. And that's what we have to do with our children. And after reading the comments, um, you know, um, it was just amazing to me how, just different parenting styles. It was just really interesting. Um, so that was one of the comments. A lot of the comments was, a lot of people were, they allowed their children to move back in, but they set boundaries and they set rules, and they had, you know, um, just different things put into place to make sure that their adult children, when they do go out, they can, be successful if they want, if they keep on the, helping with bills, helping buy grocery, things of that nature. Um, then, you know, there were people, um, oh, there was one when it says, people have a sense of entitlement, including kids and family. And that's also true because, I kept hearing, oh, well, I'm your child. You're supposed to do that. No. Well, you're supposed to leave me that. I'm your child. No. There are so many rich people that have children, and when they die, they leave them nothing. Why? Because when they were alive on this earth, their children treated them like shit. And they were like, well, you're not going to reap the benefits of my blood, sweat, and tears. I worked for that. So you can go out and you could do the same. I'm not rolling out a red carpet for anyone that's going to treat me like shit. It's just not going to happen, you know. Yeah. Um, and, uh, someone said, follow what God puts in your heart. Yeah. And a lot of people are saying, um, the money that I get, I need to start a savings, for when, she moves out. And then, I got to thinking and I'm like, oh, okay. Uh, if I'm going to do that, then I might as well just not even have her pay me money. If she's going to give me money and I'm going to put it in a pot and save it, I'm still paying all of the bills. You know what I'm saying? I'm still like, so I might as well just say, oh, okay, well, don't even worry about it. Also, there was a comment, and I love this one. She was like, oh, yeah, right here. She was like, hey, let's something to the effect. I'm not going to do it verbatim, but she was like, it's not rent. I don't know what it's called, but, let's not call it rent. And I agreed with her. I was like, you know what, you're right. Um, and I just started, you know, your fraction of the expenses, you know. We're all living under one roof, and I just think it's fair that we, um, just share our fraction. When you live in an apartment building and they have the water bill, they claim that they split the water bill amongst all of the tenants in the building, right? And I never thought it was fair, but I mean, somehow they get it calculated, and I guess it works. And I feel the same. I go out and I get grocery. I cook the food. You're eating 2 and 3 plates. You're eating 3 meals a day. You're taking a lunch, leftovers, um, the lights. You're leaving the home. You're leaving the lights on, the TV's on, the music's blaring. That's a bill. All of that's still running. Water. You know. So it's only fair that everyone, even young adult, that you have to start off somewhere when it comes to life. Why not start off at home? If you can go outside the home and pay someone $1,300, $1,400 for a little crammed up, crappy 1 bedroom where you put in a maintenance request and nothing ever gets fixed, but you continue to pay, why not just pay $200, $300 and just follow a few rules? I mean, when I brought it up to my coworker, she was like, Candy, if she moves out, is there any way that I can move in and just pay the 300? I will pay you more than that. Okay? And she was serious. I was like, no, ma'am. But yeah, I mean, my whole thing is I try to set my children up to be successful when they leave home. I mean, oh, and my favorite comments were, now I don't even know how race came into the whole thing, but because I looked at the profile pics and they were young, and so I got comments about black families, how how we don't know how to parent. Um, Black families are the worst. Now these are from black people. Young black females were making these comments. Why are you putting your business all out on the internet? Um, Black people are known for this. Uh, and then there were other comments that I respected. Other ethnicities can get together and live in one home and coexist and chip in and no one complains. Why can't, black families do that? You know, why can't we, band together and try to help one another out instead of having a mindset, oh, well, that's family. I could do it what I want to do. That's my cousin. I shouldn't have to pay her. What? Your cousin has expenses as well. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just wouldn't feel comfortable living in someone's home and not chipping in some type of way. I don't know. I would just feel so terrible. Um, I mean, if I don't have it, I don't have it. But if I have it, why not? It's showing respect. Even if the person says, I go to you and I give you, you know, $300-400, or I come home with a trunk load of groceries, and the person may be like, you know what, I appreciate what you did. Take up the groceries back, and I want you to keep the money. Sometimes it happens like that. Some people are like, if I see you trying, I'll help you. I mean, that's basically what I was doing for the past couple months. Um, but but yeah, I was just getting all these crazy comments about being black, and I'm like, well, like I was just so lost as to what does being black have to do with anything, you know? How do you even know what goes on in black families? I mean, you're black because they were making the comments, but I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? I think everyone feels. I was reading the comments in different races, male, female, were giving opinions about, their different styles of parenting, and no one brought up race. The only way that I knew they were different races by their little picture, but other than that, I'm like, wait a minute, but there's always trolls, so it is what it is. I know a little bit about the internet. There's trolls, okay? Um, and then yeah, yeah. So a lot of people were just talking about different things, and I respect all the comments and opinions and things like that. I respect everyone's parenting skills. I was just a little, I don't know, like few people were just like, one lady made a comment about her daughter moved out, she moved back in, she's disrespectful, doesn't do chores, goes in and out whenever she wants to, talks to her whatever kind of way, but she still lets her stay there, and I didn't see the point at the end of that. And then someone commented after that, and it was like really crazy. And then I had got a comment about a lady, just different comments. And some of them were very surprising. I was like, I would never do that. I'm sorry. We're like on two different wavelengths. Not gonna happen. Mm-mm. So, yeah, that's what was going on. But just an update to everything. Oh y'all, a lot has happened behind the scenes. Um, so you know, we're still here. Um, a lot has happened behind the scenes. um, but let's just say there was a moment where my child was able to get a taste of the outside world and how rough it really was. And so we ended up, having a family meeting, and I set rules. Again, we're gonna try this again, and I'm going to. I had gave her a date to where an exit date. You know, hey, get yourself together. We're gonna try to support you again on this. Um, but some people are just made to be on their own. When you don't want to listen to rules or follow rules, or you just want to live your life. You're young. You want to go out and hang out with friends, stay out all night, and you know, um, you need to have your own place. Some people are just like that. They're just not good with roommates, other people. When they get to a certain age, they need their own space. Because I'm gonna tell you, no matter where you go, if you are with other people, you have to respect their home. You have to respect them. You have to be cordial. People's homes are their safe haven. They feel comfortable. Um, they don't feel stressed, and what they don't want is chaos and just you know walking on eggshells and feeling uncomfortable and awkward and tension and things like that. And then when you start to feel that, it's like, okay, this don't feel like home no more. It just don't. You can decorate the home as much as you want to. You can put new things in there, you can take things out. But if the atmosphere, if the vibe ain't there, yeah, it's not home anymore. So what do? Whatever is causing, you know, just that vibe, or um, giving that bad aura, you get rid of it so you can be back in your comfort zone. And that's pretty much where we're at. I'm willing. We're willing to work with her. There has to be some changes, with attitude and some goals being set, and that's pretty much where we at. And I really hope it works. This will be like maybe the sixth, seventh time that we doing this, but we're just gonna try it again. Um, and that's where we're at. So I just wanted to give everyone an update. Um, I'm very tired. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna do another video on this Walmart beauty box. They came 2 months after they took my money. They took their money out of my account. We're gonna go over that, and I'm gonna give y'all some feedback and details. You know, I was rooting for Walmart one while there with their little beauty box, but they did me dirty. So we're gonna discuss that in the next video. And everyone just I always say you never know what people are going through. Um, I was talking with my coworker today because when I went to work, my heart was just heavy. And I was talking with my coworker, just telling her some things, because me and her, we both have daughters around the same age, and I was talking to her. I had said something to her yesterday, and she was like, "Girl, my daughter don't call me." And I could just kind of tell on her face, her, and she said, "Yeah, well, she'll call when she needs something." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I saw her this morning. I, was talking to her. My heart was a little heavy, and she was just telling me some things, and it just really hit home. And I thought that I was, having trouble with my, young adult child or children. But there are other people as well, and her heart was also heavy. She had told me some things, and she had got teared up because that's her baby at the end of the day. But she was also letting me know at the same time, I can't allow that to happen. I can't. So I had to do what I had to do, and it hurts me, but it had to be done. And she was just saying, you may have to do the same thing. And she was just telling me, um, she has, some health issues and things like that. And, I just listened to her, and then she listened to me. And it just, I always say, you never know what people are going through. Because she walks around the job, she's always laughing and happy and joking with customers and myself and all the co-workers and stuff. And I'm the same way. I try to be upbeat, and I everyone knows me. I do my job. I'm a hard worker, but I like to have fun while I'm working. Why we got to be here and be miserable? You know what I'm saying? So I try to stay upbeat, and it just goes to show you that people like that, deep down, they carry pain, but you'll never know it. You'll never know it. And I just saw her as a regular coworker, but I don't know. Now we have this bond, and we just talk, and I really appreciated the things that she was telling me. And I was also able to give her advice as well. And I'm pretty sure I, you know, comforted her as well. Um, but it's so different. This generation is so different from ours. Growing up, I mean, I couldn't even. If my mama thought that I was rolling my eyes at her, slap. You know what I'm saying? But I work in a grocery store, and I hear and I see a lot. And I see these, you know, teenagers, even the little kids, their mom will be like, no, they'll say, Mom, can I have a candy bar? And they'll be like, no, no, you can't have any candy. And they'll be like, they'll just say, hey, man, that's effed up. And I'm like, oh. And, I look at the parent kind of look at me, and they look embarrassed, you know. And then I'm like, well, dang, they're not even saying anything. Like, they're just letting it ride. You know what I'm saying? Even little kids, they'll be playing with a toy, and then, I go to ring them up, and then the parent will be like, well, we're not getting that toy. They'll take the toy, and they'll give it to me and tell me to put it to the back, and they'll start crying and having this fit, and the mom will be like, okay, well, you need to be quiet. And then the little kid, like 3, 4, they'll be like, shut up. Like 2, 3, 4, shut up. And then the mom just be like, "Oh, just keep ringing the stuff up." And I'm like, dang, back in the day, I got beat. You know, like, so, things are just so different. People are different. These children are different, teenagers. And one thing I also learned is you can raise your children um, the best way that you can. You can teach them values, and just raise them in the church. A lot of people, I raised my child in the church, yeah, and they send them out into the world, and then they end up being these people that they, oh my God, I can't believe you're like that, you know. But in a lot of parents, they feel hurt. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe. But don't feel hurt. Don't. Because you have to remember, you taught them, you gave them, you prepared them for everything that you thought that they would need to go out into this world. And once they go out into the world, they have their own mind. They're going to do whatever it is that they want to do. And it doesn't mean that you failed as a parent. You didn't fail. They're just living their own life. That's all. You raised them up and you prepared them. They may go to prison for life. They may, do horrible things to women or even men, be abusive, become alcoholics, drugs. That don't blame yourself for that. We all leave our parents' home, we leave the nest, and we just become different people. That's just it, you know. And my coworker was, blaming herself. She was like, I should have been home more. I was a single parent. She was there by herself all the time. I had two jobs. And then I said, well, what else were you supposed to do? If you didn't work two jobs, where were y'all going to live? Where were y'all going to eat? And she said, but she doesn't see it that way. She always says, well, you the one left me home. You didn't care about me. And I'm like, yeah, but you were working. So, they talk about it, they argue about it, they have a misunderstanding about her upbringing. But I told my coworker, I said, well, no matter what you say, you can apologize for how she feels, but don't be surprised at the end of the day she's still going to feel that you neglected her when she was a child. It just is what it is. Don't stress yourself out about it. Don't feel guilty. Don't try to take back anything. And that's one thing that I did. Um, there were some things that went on during my children's childhood, and I tried to make up for it financially with money. I bought my kids the best shoes, the best clothes, got their hair done, their nails, um, just the best, the best. I worked a lot of overtime. I was never home. I made all this money, and I tried to make up for guilt with financial finances, giving them money because I felt guilty. And now I'm like, I look back and I'm like, wow, I I created a monster. I did that. I don't know what message I must have been sending. Like, um, you do this, or well, yeah, I'll just give you $100. You know, um, and a lot of parents do that. They try to make up for the guilt by flashy things, money, and even letting their children disrespect them. But I'm sorry. Let me tell y'all something, and I'm gonna end the live because I'm exhausted. Before everything happened to me last year, you know, with the surgery and the colostomy bag and getting PTSD, I I don't know, I was different. I let my kids, I would go, the school would call me, and I'll go to the school and I would defend my kids. They could never do anything wrong. They'll be like, oh, well, she I don't know, I'll make up something. She slapped someone. And I'll go to the school and I'll be like, well, what did he do for my daughter to have to slap him? What was the teacher? And then I'll be like, well, what happened? And they'll lie. And then I'll be like, well, see, she's the victim. And and now I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I created a monster. Like, I should have been, it should have just went differently. I should have been like, well, I should have listened to them, and then I should have listened to my child and know my child enough to know, okay, what you're telling me don't sound right. But that's just the type of parent I was. I just went all in for my children. I like they could do no wrong, right? And I don't know. Um, Now after I had the surgery, I don't know. I just have a different mind frame. I'm just not gonna allow anyone to disrespect me just or my family or talk to me crazy or I don't know. I'm just not the same person. I just see things differently. My body is different. My mind is different. My emotions are different. I feel like I'm just a new person. Like something happened to me. Like I woke up or I don't know. And I think everyone's noticing. You're more. You know, you you're voicing your opinion more. You're more just talking more about my feelings and vocal about a lot of things. Back then, I would just kind of just sit behind the scenes and just let people say things. But now I actually take up for myself now. I feel more confident. And I don't know where it came from, but I kind of like it. And that's just where I'm at. I guess it took a traumatic experience to kind of wake me up. Sad to say, it's very sad to say. Um, but there's always the gold pot at the end of the rainbow, and I think I just found myself, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people thinking. Some of the comments were saying I was broke. I go to work every day. Hey, cat eyes. Yes, I am. I'm taking accountability, and I think before I didn't, and I'm holding other people accountable. I'm holding other people accountable for their actions. And a lot of people don't like that. They don't like you to call them out. They don't. And it's fine. It is what it is. But I'm going to call it out. And, you know, that's pretty much all I had to say. Thanks for tuning in, my one viewer. And thanks for commenting as well. But you, if, of all people, know how hard it is to raise children the best way that you can, especially if you're a single parent. It's difficult, and you're working all the time, and it's like you just don't have enough time to instill those values. And even if you do instill the values, you hope and pray that when they become adults, they take those values out there with them, right? But it doesn't always happen that way. So it is what it is. Don't beat yourself up. You did the best that you could. Um, God knows your heart, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So, but I just wanted to give an update on what was going on, and I'll be doing some more lives. Not when I get off from work. But yeah, I'll do another video in a couple days. So let me know what you think about everything in the comments. It was something else I wanted to say, but I can't think of it. I cannot think of it, but I'll think of it later when I'm laying in the bed and whatever. But thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. Stay safe, respect yourself, and respect others. And I'll see y'all next time. Make sure you like this video. Like it, please. Like the video and comment.